So now I'm doing the straddle move, and I feel like as a former hurdler, my ability to get up and over the legs is pretty good. But now I'm looking around and other people are like, this girl is really taking liberties. And if this woman woke up, I am giving a full lap dance, and like she probably, because she was so lovely, wouldn't care. But everyone around me is looking like, what are we doing? Hey guys, welcome to the official YouTube page for Calm Down with Erin and Charissa. This is where you can watch all of our ridiculous conversations and fun interviews. We have full shows, we've got pre-games, anything and everything that you guys could want. But first, you're going to have to subscribe. Just hit subscribe right there and you're good to go. And now you can calm down with us. Yep. Can you tell that we're reading this off a script? We hope so. All right. We need to calm down and wrap this bad boy up. Press subscribe. Thanks for listening. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. Meow. Too much cleavage, huh? How much is too much cleavage? That's a headline, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Calm Down podcast. Hoda and Jenna, who we love. A New York Times article said, toes out in the workplace. You might want to tread carefully. But then the conversation turned to how much cleavage is too much cleavage in the workplace.
And what did they say? Do you know?
No, it was like, well, what is? It was just like an opinion thing. Like how much is too much? I think if you have to question it, it's too much. I remember, especially for our Sunday show. Hi, everybody. If you just joined us. Hi. Welcome to the Calm Down podcast.
It's your Sunday show.
Our Sunday show. I remember the words of our old Fox Sports president. He's like, people are coming home from church. They don't need to question whether you're coming home from a club. They're coming home from church, and that's always been sort of like a good. Now, in my early years, probably wore dresses that were too short because I thought I was cute. But like now I'm very cognizant of like, no one needs to see all that in the morning. It is early. I'm getting my coffee and leave something to the imagination. What's happening?
I agree. Wait, I feel like where we are too, you're in the studio, it's early where you are. And then where we are, it's like, you got people looking down. Like I'm tall, so I'm almost eye level with the athlete, but a lot of them have to look down. I don't need it. I don't
want to have to be worried about it either.
Yeah.
Like all of the things.
I'm running, I'm bending over, I'm picking up pens so I can fluff my hair.
That's still one of my favorite tricks that Erin does. So very early on in our friendship, and we, I think, bonded over the trivial things like hair extensions or something dumb. And we were talking about
how to freshen them up.
You fluff them up. And so then she taught me the bend and snap move. For those of you listening, it's the old drop the pen and from Legally Blonde, bend, flip that hair and snap. Although there's been plenty of times where I have, for sure, when I had all the individuals, was running my fingers like through the back part of my hair and one would come out in my hand. And then you have to do the like twist it like it's spaghetti on a fork and hide it. And then you find them in your freaking coat pockets later, like individual strands. So gross.
Yeah. So we say that, we do that. Out in the studio, you have a hair person that, fluffs you up and gets you ready. But out on the field, and when Charissa was doing sideline, we don't have a hair person. I mean, you're lucky if you even have a mirror. Now you're lucky you can look at your phone, but that grosses me out. So it's, you're usually out on the field for a good 2 hours before. There's really no fluff time. So I would stand there. I'd have the team behind me. And I'm like, I know my hair just needs to do like a big
little
flip to get these, all into place. So I just drop my pen, pick it up, flip it up. And then I'd always look at my my handheld photographer and he'd be like, great. And then I feel great about myself. Hey, Charissa, good to see you.
I was always self-conscious about pulling out a mirror when I was on the sidelines, or even I'm a little bit now I don't really care as much, obviously, about anything. Mirror when I'm on set for Thursday night out on the field. I don't know. I just feel like it's one of those things. This is my own shit where it's like, oh, she's more worried about what she looks like than about what she's saying. And
I feel it. I feel you.
And I don't know why like I said, I'm a little bit better than I used to be about it, but I would go way down, like like almost by like where my
Yeah.
bag is, and like have like shit, over my head so that no one would see me like looking in a mirror, or like freshening up. But yeah, I don't know. That's my own stuff.
Shit's changed though in our world. It really has.
Yeah, there's a lot of now it's like a whole vanity set for some people out there. Like, oh my God, you're gonna miss your hit. You're on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We got a great show for you. Erin and I were just talking. It's that time of year where, we're here. It's April, mid-April. We aren't ramped up, obviously, for anything football yet, but there are some of these voluntary workouts happening. You got the NFL draft coming up. But for us, it's sort of like get all the crap that we need to get done in the off season now. You're booking appointments. You're doing things like that. You look gorgeous. I'm still in my pajamas. But you look gorgeous. You had a shoot this morning, and then you got in the pool with macaroon. So we're going to discuss that. We're also going to talk about our little pet peeves that I'm spending a lot of time with Steve, and I love him so much, but we've got a little pet peeve situation. And if he walks in here, I'm sure the list about me is long and distinguished.
He's good material for us.
Yep. And then I'm also going to ask you guys, the listeners, I've got a question for you because our live show is coming up. What else we got going on, Erin?
I love that. We're going to get some more Ryan reactions. Forget Ryan's roses. We have Ryan's reactions.
Ryan, for you, those of you guys that don't know, is our wonderful producer, and we love to get a male perspective on things. He's great. And so, all right, let's go back. You had a shoot this morning. That's why your hair is looking fabulous. And are those individual lashes? What's happening here?
Oh, these are a lot. This is Jamie Makeup. You know Jamie well.
Jamie, what up, girl?
She's the best. Check her out on Instagram, Jamie Makeup. She has her own
line. Me with those trips to Sephora.
And her little microphone.
I know.
I'm going to show you right now which makeup gives you acne and which makeup gives you cystic acne. Follow me.
Great.
Yeah, she's the best. She's always a good time. Did a little shoot today for Arm & Hammer. You heard me.
Nice.
Deep clean laundry. I'm a big laundry. That goes.
Oh my God!
Know who I'm going to send it
to. Oh God!
Did that, and then had a swim lesson with Macaroni. He's doing so well. He's going under, closing his eyes. We need him to kick a little bit more when he's under. His good friend Theo is kicking a lot, but Theo's a month older. So, but he's doing well. He's coming up, and he's like, and then I start singing 5 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head.
Mama called the doctor, and those are some of the ones that I remember from my good old days. Kids love that.
They do.
That's great. That's so fun. So you're in the pool with him.
In the pool, I kept my makeup on, and I tied my hair up because I was like, I don't want to have to do it for the podcast, which brings me to my next thing. We talked about it on our pregame show. I'm a square. I don't do anything. I mean, I get Botox. We get it. I color my hair. I have, extensions when I'm on air. I got a tattoo last year when one of my best friends was traded. I was very upset, emotional, very overserved, and decided to go get a tattoo with her. Stupid. Love
we
her,
still not sure
stupid.
what it means, but It says the word this, and you've tried to explain it, but okay. So somebody asked, will you get more tattoos? And
sure. I'm not planning on it, but who knows? I mean, somebody else may get traded in my life. I went and got a much needed facial because I had discussed on the regular big show that my face was furry. I am taking some Nutrafol, and it makes you, grow hair on your face. Apparently that's the side effect for me. So I looked like Howie's sister. Got a derma, like whatever. They shaved my beard and all that. And then my sweet girl, Holly, goes,
beard.
Well, it looked like one. It was all over my face. It was like a whatever. She goes, would you like your brows laminated? I did it.
What does that mean?
I just feel like, I don't know. They laminated my brows so they kind of look like Jillian's, and they're fluffy.
Wait, time out. What do you mean you don't know what that means?
Like, whoa. I don't know. She put like a lamination on my brows so they look fluffier. Because normally they were just like weird slits. No, it's just permanent, but they're very hard. It's like if you put too much hairspray on. It feels like you put too much hairspray on them.
And so does it make them stand up? Like
it's like fluffier. So today when Jamie Makeup did me, I was like, whoa. It looks like I have butterflies on my on my eyebrows. And I was like, am I keeping it like this? And she said, yeah, I think this is what you're going to start doing. But I'm curious. I'm curious the vibe with football, like what the guys are going to say, because I will be very honest and open. You will. When you see me up close in a couple of weeks, you'll notice. You'll see me. But
do you think Brock Purdy's going to say, Erin, Something's different about you. Did you laminate your eyebrows? No,
Well, he may. You know
what?
what? He may, or Trent Williams. I do believe they will care. Listen, I got to tell you something. Before Jillian came to work with us, I had an instance where we had a makeup artist. She did a full face on me. I didn't have time to wipe it down or hose it down, like I like to say. I went up to a quarterback who I know very well. He turned around and went,
story.
And I was like, we have to get rid of this makeup artist immediately. I ran to the officials' bathroom. I took a towel. I probably took a flag that they threw on the field. And
you were offsides. Okay. You, my dear, and the makeup artist got a holding penalty for holding that concealer too long. Oh my God, 10 yards.
Too many men on the field. You know what I mean?
Your makeup looks great though. I just don't, I'm just excited to see up close and personal this lamination. So I appreciate, as I keep trying to look and see what the fluffiness is about. I love the least amount of makeup I can put on, the better. Like I said, I haven't put on, being out here, I don't put on makeup ever. I mean, I don't even brush my hair.
I don't
put on real clothes. I don't really care. I always laugh. Like some of these other podcasts that I see, like the women that are on them, they look incredible. They're like ready. And I'm like, you should see our podcast as the years have gone on. It's like, there's just like, this is my favorite when people say this, like, oh, I love how like, self-deprecating or like whatever they'll say, like, oh, how you guys just don't care. I'm like, is this an indication of not caring? But anyway.
How about what Sam Byrne said to us at Yellowstone Club? He goes, yeah, you guys are very dressed down for your podcast.
Exactly, Sam. By dress down, you mean don't recognize you. My favorite is when people go like this, like, oh, you look different than you do on TV. I'm like, you think? Because I have 17 pounds of makeup on. I'm under studio lights and I'm done up. This is me. Yeah. Okay, folks, take it or leave it. She's got laminated brows. I've got a lip tint. That's all I got. I just look like I permanently have lipstick on all the time. And it's the best thing that I've done.
It looks so good.
But I have to stop. I can't do the brows. Like, you know, when they do those, what's it called?
I don't know.
That's
what I thought I was getting done, but it wasn't.
No, they call it, like, is it nah, it's not
microblading?
Is that what it is?
Macroblading? I'm such a loser. I don't know.
I don't know what it sounds like.
Ryan, look it up. You don't need it, Ryan. Your brows are great.
It's something where they make you, basically, it's like you tattoo the eyebrow thing so you don't have to fill them in. I can't do that. We can't have the lips and the eyebrow. Like, pick a lane here, sister. Okay. So no, I did that lip tint and I'm very happy with it. Although I do need to go back because right now it looks like I'm just wearing Spice lip liner. So we need to fill it on all the way.
Don't get burned.
I know. That's what Steve's like, you know, men are so funny. He goes, well, I don't think you need to go back and do that. And I was like, no, I have to do it. I have to do the second round. And he goes, I don't think you should do that because he doesn't want me to have happened the last time. Anyways. I mean, look, I had a lot of plans to improve myself this off season, and you know the schedule got filled up. I wasn't able to do it, so here we are.
Maybe I'll do what did I say? Get a rubber band and microblading.
All right, I'll just say it. I wanted to get my I wanted my neck to be pulled back. I can't do it right now.
I told her to just get a rubber band.
So she told me to just because I'm getting that thing
I have it too.
Under here. Whatever, it's fine. Okay. Microblading, we're not going to be doing that. But
I can't.
All right, so I do have hey, speaking of seeing one another in real life and you look different than you do on television, hopefully we will see anyone that's listening to this, 150 of you on May 9th at the Hollywood Improv for our live Netflix show. So Erin and I were talking about this. What do you guys want us to talk about?
Because what do you want to hear?
Obviously, we'll just go on a tangent. And then all of a sudden, our time together in 1 hour will be up. And you'll be like, what did we just listen to?
Right.
Us rambling. But do you guys want us to tell stories? Like, do you want us to answer questions from the audience? I really want to know what you guys want us to talk about. So send us a DM or write on our
still show up.
Or please still show up. Yeah, that too. But yeah, I think I want to have a better idea of what you guys, if you're buying a ticket to this, which by the way, the tickets are not like free. You bought this ticket. So what do you want us to do? Do you want us to make me a bicycle clown? I mean, we'll sing and we'll dance, whatever you want.
I love when I go to these kind of not events, you know, I love when I do improv. I love when I go to speaking engagements. I love Q&A. Now you could get something that you were like, whoa, wasn't vetted, but If it isn't, I'll be like, I feel uncomfortable. Next question. But I love hearing what people want to talk about. One of the best questions I ever got at a speaking engagement was, I am an avid fan of Dancing with the Stars. And when you danced on the show, where did they put your microphones? And I thought that was a phenomenal question. Your
Great question.
microphones
So where
for
does it
Dancing
go?
with the Stars for the women are in your bra cups. And very much so, they try to make sure that one bra cup doesn't look bigger than the other, because that would be awkward on national television. So they kind of have to even it out with the materials and the padding and so forth, because you have a big mic pack. The men's mic pack
in their pants.
If they fall in a certain area or you need them, that's going to hurt even worse. Yeah, because they have to hide it. So that's what our dress rehearsals were all about. They were all about like seeing our costumes under the lighting, the spacing, our hair and makeup. Did that look good? Were we tan enough? Did the mic, because sometimes the mic would come out in the middle, a string would be out and you just rip it off, but then you hope like, you know, you don't rip your top off. There's a lot of stuff
I have a lot of questions about this. This is my Q&A, because I've never talked to you about this, actually. I feel like that's like, it was like 10,000 years ago. And we weren't the friends that we were now. Not that that matters in terms of lines of questioning, but we've never talked about Dancing with the Stars. Okay. So
when I danced or hosted?
Both. But the dance in particular, as it pertains to this conversation, the dancing. Now, you have a background in dance. You're an incredible dancer. But what was the hardest dance to learn? Why was it so hard? Because everyone says that when you go on a show like that, like it's like the hardest thing that you'll ever do. Like what is it? Is it about remembering step? Like what is the hard part?
I was pretty good at remembering the steps. The two things that were the hardest for me was being sexual on air and sensuous and I was single at the time, and letting this hot guy rub up on me. And I felt like Baby from Dancing or Dirty Dancing when Patrick Swayze did this and she was like, like I just felt so stupid. The other thing was, there's three things actually. You couldn't chew gum during rehearsals because they didn't want you chomping because you were always mic'd up. You always were mic'd up.
That's
the only time you weren't
mic'd
up,
you hate that.
Yeah, and you're like this, and he's like, and like it was weird because my dancer Maxim never had shitty breath. My breath, I was like.
No,
so I always hid gum under my tongue because I was like, I can't do this and work out. You know, when you work out, your breath is terrible.
Well, you're having to remember enough. I don't want to have to be worried about my hygiene at that moment.
No. And the third thing is ballroom dancing is so different from any ballet, jazz, contemporary, lyrical that you've ever learned. It's so hard. You are leading.
It's impressive you just rattled those all off. I'm like, what?
And acro. It's so much harder. The hardest dance I had to learn was my very first one, which was the cha-cha, which is a lot of steps all at once. And I was just not into the rhythm. I was not great. I nailed the high kick. Bruno said my first dance, I was very bendy, but I sucked at the cha-cha.
Do you still remember it?
No.
God,
No.
Okay. And then spray tans. That's my next question. How often were you getting a spray tan, and did it look great in person, or did it look like the one that I suggested you get that one time and it looked terrible?
We were just talking about that because I'm going to get one for our trip in a couple weeks.
I need that.
What was I going to say?
Your spray tan.
Basically got sponged bath. Like we went for the day before the show, we went to the practice studio and they coated us in our bra and our underwear because we had to look basically Brazilian on air. It looks better.
Beautiful.
And then we would take a shower and then they would touch us up in hair and makeup before we went out. My armpits smelled horrific. The other thing is you could shave your armpits 1,000 times, but that spray tan got into the follicles, so it always looked like you needed to shave. My sheets, my leather jackets, everything was stained. My blazers were stained, and I just smelled gnarly. But damn it, it looked good on camera.
Great. Yeah, exactly. But you looked great. Okay, so then on the hosting side of things, did you have a favorite dress? Like, did you ever hear this Vanna White has never worn the same dress twice?
And how many
I know
how many shows?
30 years or however long she's been on the show. But
Go girl.
She said that. She said she had never worn the same dress twice. Did you have a favorite dress? And what was the hardest part about hosting a live show like that?
Favorite outfit wasn't a dress. I wore a pair of green sequin pants, which I loved, and just a black top. And I just felt so free because half the time I was always in tight dresses with 8,000 mic packs, IFBs, because one was if my mic failed on live television, I had a backup. I had another IVF. I had another IFB, all that. So that was really difficult. Hardest part, I don't know, because live is just, it's what we do.
Yeah. But I just figure
it's not like dancing, walking down the damn stairs in my heels on live TV. I was always like,
so
I'm
hard.
gonna fucking fall. Hate it.
I would be peeing my pants if I had to do a dance like that on live television.
My feet used to sweat so bad in my shoes when I was dancing because that's where I was so nervous. And I was like, fuck. And also I was the same height as Max and I couldn't be higher. So thank God you would have been so annoyed. I had
those
these
kitten heels.
Yeah. But it's hard to dance in high heels.
Yeah. Although I found some old videos of us from the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. It's not hard to dance in some high heels. I found some crazy videos of you and I in Arizona.
Oh my God, I was in tennis shoes. You were in high heels. You looked great.
We were having the best time.
Good for us.
I know.
Somebody should.
Adorable. Okay, so we have some great headlines this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Are we bringing in Ryan?
We are going to bring in Ryan for some other topics that we had earlier on the pregame show. Ryan, come on in. And then you can weigh in if you want to. You can do whatever you want on our other headlines. But
is that a new microphone?
Listen.
Ryan, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. This guy looks like, I was like, what year did you step out of with that microphone?
Pat Sajak, Casey.
Yeah.
That's right. Throwing it back. No, it was time. If we're going to do Ryan's reaction, we got to do it right. So here we are.
Your eyebrows don't need laminating.
No,
your eyebrows are perfect.
Also, I got to react to that real quick. The both of you now.
Oh.
Charissa and you, Erin. What is with this showing up to the spa for one treatment and then it's like getting a car wash? Like, yeah, sure, throw on the wax, throw this on. Like, how do these decisions happen? Is it just in the moment? You're like, yeah, go ahead, do that to my face. Like, I have a real hard time.
They're good salesmen.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they are. Oh, you need a new serum? You gotta try this. Like shit like
Don't
that.
look
It
at the bill.
piles up. Yep.
Sure, but a serum's like, you could just like put it on your face and it's no big deal. Like, what if your eyebrows were going to fall out or something like that?
Tattoo my eyebrows and my lips and go ahead and shave my face with a box cutter. Well, Ryan, in the moment, she's right. It's being a good salesperson, but it's also like, if it's going to make me look better, I'm in a vulnerable spot. So go ahead and do anything that's going to make me look better.
I'm also in a heated bed. I feel very cozy.
Yeah.
Like I'm in your like very like heated robe. And also you're looking at my nose. So if you tell me it needs to be waxed, I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just...
Have you ever waxed your eyebrows, Ryan?
No, I've never... I don't think I've waxed anything. I don't think I've ever...
Whoa.
Yeah, no.
Has Jared ever waxed his eyebrows?
I don't think so. Jared has... Do you know this, Charissa? Jared has... on the inside of his nose right here, it looks like a massive blackhead. It is a stitch. When he was cut, I don't know, by a puck or a stick, they had to stitch him up. And one of the stitches didn't dissolve and it stuck in his nose and it's grown over.
On the inside of his nose?
No, it's right here, like on the outside. So it looks like a giant blackhead. It's a stitch.
Oh, no.
I know.
I thought you were going to say he had like his nose pierced at one point and then like it's like a hole. I was like, whoa, Jared Stoll. Not what I would have thought.
Strollsy.
Okay, speaking of significant others, here's the segue. So on the pregame, we were discussing, one of our wonderful listeners, Gio, had written in and asked what happens in a relationship if you're giving more than you're receiving. And I had brought up the point that Steve does a lot of wonderful things, but while here at the ranch, I do the laundry, not because I don't know, I just started doing it and I do it for both of us. And then there was piles and piles of laundry and he hadn't been saying thank you. And I'm really big on, maybe that's like one of my love languages, like words of affirmation or gratitude, whatever the fucking love language is. Just say thank you. And I will do the laundry for the rest of your life, just as long as you acknowledge it. So I threw all the laundry in the bathroom because he wasn't saying thank you for it. So I was like, fuck him. So here's all the laundry on the floor and let's see if he notices. To which I said to him after the laundry being there for almost 24 hours, I said, did you want to say anything or pick up your laundry? He goes, oh, I didn't know what you were doing with that on the floor. And I was like, bro, I'm trying to make a statement that like your laundry's all over the floor because I'm not doing it. Anyways,
how's your
Ryan,
eyesight, Steve?
Your thoughts on couples like doing each other's laundry. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's part of the question. The other part of the question is like, in our house, it's like if there's something on the stairs, then you have to take it up. Most of the time it is the laundry. Like if you're walking over the things. So those are two different parts, but like your thoughts on household chores.
Going back to something that you had said in the pregame, him acknowledging the clean clothes by calling it Clean Clothes Mountain and not saying
Clean Clothes Mountain,
but not then thanking you for the laundry is a hell of a move.
Whoa.
That is
Clean Clothes Mountain's getting really tall.
Yeah, so look, I had a similar situation that I had to own up to. My wife and I were out of the country for 2 weeks. We came back and then she immediately had to go on a work trip for 3 nights. And she had said, hey, can you take care of some of the laundry while I'm gone? I was like, I got that. No problem. Well, guess who came back 3 days later and guess who forgot to do the laundry? Yeah, I messed up that one badly. And so as soon as
what'd she say?
As soon as she got home and she's unpacking her bag and she saw that the laundry was still in the basket, she goes, I really, really needed you to do that. And I was like, damn, I messed that one up badly. Yeah, I felt
so she didn't lose her temper. She just said, that's like goes along with our Valentine's Day conversation, Chris.
Yeah, no,
Erin and I lose our temper.
That was a good way to handle it.
And it's just, you could tell how upset she was at that point. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I should have done that. And she goes, no.
Why'd you forget?
I honestly, I don't know. So she does normally do the laundry. And so I think it was just something that is not in my normal routine. So 3 days passed and all of a sudden she came home and I was like, hey, welcome home. She's like, I needed you to do the laundry. And I was like, fucked that one up badly. So
that's very mature. And I want you to answer the other part of the question, and then I have a follow-up because I'm trying to be more organized with my follow-up. So wait.
I love that.
Go your thoughts on if there's stuff on the stairs. Do you guys have a rule about taking them up or
So we have definitely tried to work on that, but at least it is equal parts delinquent on leaving stuff on the stairs. So it is not it bothers one person and they're having to constantly complain and ask that we should like, oh, I hate that you do that. But it is something that we're like, we probably shouldn't be leaving so much stuff on the stairs, but whatever. And we both do it. So it's not like a rub and we're not like getting into annoyances over it.
It's all my shit. It's all mine. I throw it on there. It's all my shit. And we had discussed in another podcast, don't put it down, put it away.
That's a great
something
line.
My parents were trying to do. It's great. And I forgot about it already, which I knew would happen. But Jarrett, Charissa, Steve, myself, we were all in Montana. I had put my shit on the stairs. I went to go up to our bedroom and Jarrett's like, ah! And I was like, well, I was already like I already had momentum up the stairs and like stopping. Yeah.
Can't stop the momentum.
She went against what we talked about, which was you had to deliberately walk over your shit to go up the stairs. And Jarrett called her out on it. And then that was her excuse, is that her momentum took her up the stairs so she couldn't talk or she couldn't stop and pick it up. I said, Erin, that is an insane excuse. Your momentum. Ridiculous. Okay, so this is when you were talking about doing laundry. Okay. And you mentioned your wife is out of town. This is another question. Because I remember, I don't know where I was. Kyle Brandt was on our podcast and I wasn't on for whatever reason. And you guys, Erin, you were talking about food that you order when Jarrett's not in town. So so Steve's about to leave for a couple of days. By the time this airs, it won't matter for security reasons. Got it. Remove this. Steve's going to leave for a few days. I can't fucking wait. I'm going, because I am very diligent. Like, I don't want plates in the sink. I don't want clothes on the floor. I don't want the towel not hung up. Like, I like to keep in order. The couch needs to be put back in the morning if you fell asleep the night before and there's like a blanket. No, everything needs to be put in its place. When he's gone, shit's everywhere. We're throwing the blankets. There's kitchen. There's dishes in the sink. You do? I do, because I feel like I'm rebelling against my own rules. Where I'm like, yes, the parents are gone. I get to do whatever I want. I don't have to be like so routine about it. I can't freaking wait. there's just going to be shit everywhere. And then right before he comes home, I clean it all up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you guys do that?
No, I keep things pretty orderly around here, except for, remembering to do the laundry. But yeah, no, I definitely am much more in line with just keeping everything exactly as it is. Because I actually,
you don't, Erin?
I hate that. I hate having to feel like I all of a sudden have to make up for all the things that I left around the house. And now it's taking 30 minutes or 45 minutes to get it all in order instead of just doing it in the moment.
Oh,
well,
yeah, it's freedom.
We have a song now at our house, thanks to Gracie's Corner. If you have a toddler, you know it well.
What
it's
is
time
that?
for
We
clean
don't.
up. It's time for clean up. It's time for clean up.
Ryan, move your
and
shoulders.
put our things away. It's time for clean up. So I sing it to Macaroni. Having somebody live with us for Mac, a nanny, has made me. It's time for, I don't want to be a slob, but up in my room, I'm a fucking slob because that's my domain. So if Jared's away, I can be a slob there. But yeah, he comes home. It's like, it's time for clean up. It's time for clean up.
I feel like you would be like that with him because he's so hyper clean that like the
So
minute he walks out the
hyper-clean.
door, you're like,
I find that interesting though for you though, Charissa, because so for Erin, it's like she gets to actually let loose from having Jarrett making sure that the house is such a certain way. But you're giving yourself a break when Steve's gone?
100%.
I'm not quite
I'm going to tell you why.
I'm not quite
I'm going to tell you
understanding
why.
that one.
And there's a psychology
How does
behind
that
that. It's a
add
great
up?
question. It's a great question, right? Because if I show that like I put all my shit away and the dishes are done and everything's clean and orderly, then he feels the need that like he has to do that. Because if that's how I'm operating, then he's got to do it. If I just let myself always be like that, then he's going to be like, oh, okay, well then that's just how she rolls. No. I'm tricking him. I'm making him think that this is always how I am. And then when he's gone, all hell breaks
Okay,
loose.
but
And you're rebelling against yourself. Like, you take that, bitch.
Yeah, you
take that. How does that feel?
But then
I'm going to drop
like
this
that?
toothpaste.
But he's
Cousins'
leaving
voice.
dirty clothes all over the bathroom floor, so I don't think it's working out that well.
No
Yeah,
shit,
good
that's my
point.
point. But that's my point where I'm like, I want him to know that that is not acceptable behavior. We do not just leave our stuff all over the floor unless I'm not home. And you want those 3 days when I'm out of town for Thursday night football, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you can just leave your shit all over the floor. I feel like Jennifer Aniston in the breakup right now.
Yeah.
You want to leave your shit all over the floor? You do that. You wear a belt that doesn't match. Your shirt's too big. Gary.
Again, her body. Wow.
So good. That white dress. Okay.
So good.
Now, Erin, you want to read the headline? Because I know Ryan has thoughts on this one too. The
Which one are we doing?
The airplane one.
Okay. And I would have been kicked off.
God,
It
I
would
look
have been
crazy.
No,
Okay.
you look great. A woman kept reaching across me to close the window on our flight. This is a headline. Basically, this woman was flying in the window seat because she liked looking out the window. A woman sitting next to her reached in front of her multiple times to close the window shade. I turned to her and said, next time you fly, book a window seat if you want to control the window, or at least treat me like a human and ask me before you violate my personal space. What you did is unbelievably rude. I wouldn't have even said that. I would have been like, first of all, knock it off, get out of here, and probably told.
What's your name? What's your tattle name? You have a tattle name. Remember, what was it? No, you have a reporter
Nosy
named
Rosie.
a tattle name.
Nosy Rosie.
Nosy Rosie's her investigative journalist name. But you are a tattletale.
I am. Get your hand out of my face.
I'm just saying, Ryan's nodding his head
absolutely.
too. You
Spatial
obviously agree.
awareness, huge.
100%. First of all, this story, it said that she basically waited until the end of the flight to tell this person that. After the second time, the first time is like, that was a weird thing that happened. We're going to act like that didn't just happen. And then after time two, it's like, hey, no, we're done here. And yeah, I'm also with you.
Yeah.
Whenever there's someone doing some messed up stuff on the flight or not abiding by general flight space, respecting each other, I'm immediately, bing, let's go. Got a problem here.
I'm too scared. I don't want a disaster.
Wait, you do a tattletale thing
100%
too?
tattletale,
Oh, see, I'm not brave enough to ding
I mean,
it.
it's always
I'm not.
What have
circumstantial.
you tattled on, Rye?
We had a long flight a couple years ago, and this woman came on, and I was on the aisle. My wife was sitting next to her, and we were doing like legs over underneath our chair. We had bags that we were trying to fit into the underneath the seat in front of us, which were too big. We're like putting up the armrest, which is a weird thing to do when you're sitting next to a stranger. Like, I was like,
that's interesting. The armrest up.
Yeah, we were.
Okay, how do you guys feel about this? This happened to me on my last flight. Sit next to this woman who is on television. She couldn't have been lovelier. I've watched her for years on television. I'll admit her name. Don't think she probably wants me saying, not that she'd care actually. She like, it couldn't have been lovelier. Like the second I sat down, I was like, oh, I know who she is. And like, we just started chatting, whatever. Well, she's on the aisle and I'm window. Well, she had told me even before the flight takes off, she's like, and this was Atlanta to LA, 4.5 hour flight. She's like, oh, the second the flight takes off, I'm out. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I usually fall asleep on planes too. It was an early morning flight. So I'm thinking, no big deal. We're both going to fall asleep. For whatever reason, I am wide awake. I have to pee every 5 seconds. And now I have not discussed with her the protocol on can I climb over you to go to the bathroom? Because I'm thinking I'm going to be sleeping the whole time. So now I'm doing the straddle move. And I feel like as a former hurdler, my ability to get up and over the legs is pretty good. But now I'm looking around and other people are like, this girl is really taking liberties. And if this woman woke up, I am giving a full lap dance. And like, she probably, because she was so lovely, wouldn't care. But everyone around me is looking like, what are we doing? And I couldn't help it. I had to pee constantly. And
it's almost like you have to stand up on the armrest to step down. Like there's a whole Cirque du Soleil situation.
And I don't want to wake her up because she was exhausted. This woman has like 10 jobs. And all I could think about like is I'd be furious. Yeah. Close. Be furious if anyone woke me up and I'm sleeping and you're waking up to straddle me to go to the bathroom. Like, how much are we drinking? Stop ordering the coffee and the water, lady. No, cut her off. So yeah, what do we do? I had to do it. I have a chronic UTI situation. I can't be holding this. You know, that is going to be my excuse when she woke up. Sorry, I have a medical condition. So have you guys had to do that before and like climb over someone and it's not good?
No. It's why I've stopped doing window seats because I have to pee so much and I want to try to be, fresh and hydrated when I get off the plane because I also know we're going to go out, our crew, and have some cocktails.
Have you ever had someone try to come like step over you and you woke up?
No, I feel like people just wake me up and they don't care. Excuse me, I have to pee. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well... That's the situation.
I mean, it seems like you were successful in it. Like she didn't wake up.
Oh no, she didn't wake up.
Well, then look, I think you did a great job. Then, yeah, I don't think there's any issue with that.
I just felt rude. I was like, oh, this is a lot.
I mean, it's obviously a lose-lose situation, right? Because you're feeling like you're going to be rude and inconveniencing her by waking her up every 5 minutes. So that's not great. But I think you found a way to thread the needle and find a win there by pulling off the gymnastics, and she never woke up. And
we're not talking about her spiral, ladies and gentlemen. We are talking about her bathroom dismount. Thread that needle.
And with that, I feel like we've really thread the needle on this show, Right, where are we timing wise?
We are at about 36 minutes right now.
Oh my God, that's enough. God, I have to go brush my hair.
That's enough of me.
No, I won't. Who am I kidding? I gotta go laminate my eyebrows.
Yes.
Ryan,
we love you guys.
And you guys, please send us DMs or comment on the clips or anything like that of what you want us to talk about on our live show May 9th. It's right around the corner. What are we going to talk about? I have no idea.
It's time for cleanup. It's time for cleanup. It's time for cleanup.
No more monkeys jumping on the bed. Steve, clean up your shit.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.